So in this video we're going to go through the process of reviewing any detected assets after obviously you scanned your infrastructure using network or host or cloud methods, and essentially you're going to end up living in this screen right here, assets and services. Now the first screen is going to show you some scan activity, but it's good to note that the scan activity applies only to network scans, not to host scans or cloud-based scans, so just network scans. So then we have these following tabs. Now, if we go through them one by one, the network tab is going to show you a list of host addresses, the host name, where possible, the port, the service, and the product. And then some advanced options, which we're not going to cover in this course. But the unique piece of information in this screen is the port and service name. The other tabs don't show you the port. So if you want a list of listening ports, you need to get to this tab. Now there is a switch here called Show Only Recent, and Show Only Recent will show you those listening ports that have been detected in the very last scan only. So you want to review what came up only in the last scan. The last scan I only scanned one IP, which was this one here, so that's what came up. If you want to see everything that came up, you take off that switch. So let me skip software for now. We'll go to network assets because they have similar names. So network assets also gives you the host, but and the host name, but it is not constrained to actually just network scans, because you can also see that I have results for applications here and containers as well, which is software scans that we haven't covered yet. But more importantly than that, the unique part in this tab is this here, authorized, under investigation, or unseen, especially during network scans, because they don't depend on any agents being installed. You might end up having IP addresses that just crop up, and you don't know what they are. So by default, any IP address that is detected goes into unseen mode. At this stage, you have a couple of options. You can say, listen, I know about this. This is my whatever server, so let me acknowledge it. And goes into authorized. Obviously, this pie chart started to change. Or else you could say, you know what? I have no clue what this is, so let me put it under investigation. And it goes under investigation. Then off you go. You do your investigation, you check, etc., what's going on. You say, you know what? Let me annotate this. So it was created by a network scan. Thank you. That's been populated automatically. This turns out to be a, I don't know, router, which is obviously necessary. So the node was updated successfully, and then we can put it back into acknowledged. So there's the note. And the last thing you can do is set it back to unseen or delete the host in the hopes that it won't come up in the next scan. But your goal over here would be to have nothing left as unseen. So that is the main functionality, the unique functionality of this tab. Now software, to be fair, is something we haven't covered in depth, but it basically shows you the results of all the packages that you have running under any of your host-based scans. So here I happen to scan a container, a Docker container, so I have the package names. This is my laptop, and that is all the packages that I have running. Then I scanned an application, and these are all the libraries, the development libraries that I am running. So over here you get a really comprehensive overview of what's running on the different hosts. Now, for example, say you want to see, you get an advisory somehow, right? That listen, we would like to know if there is any disk running in our in any of our hosts. We don't, which is great. Or else we'd like to say, do we have um, SSH? Do we have SSH running in our network? No, I figured we don't. How about Python? We do. So I have on my laptop, and you have these Python versions all installed on my PC. And there are different subcomponents of Python, right? So it lets you, and then you can export to CSV. This will now there are actually another column which shows whether it was installed or not, because whenever a piece of software is not detected in a subsequent scan, it is considered as uninstalled. So moving along from that, now we have host assets, and host assets literally just shows you the host and IP address that was detected via a host scan. The unique part over here is that it shows you the operating system, the build, any local admins, so whether they were Linux or Windows, that kind of thing. Next up, we have cloud assets, which are any assets that, along with their private and public IP, that have been detected via cloud vendor APIs. So these do not require a network scan. As long as they are picked up by the cloud vendor's API, we list them over here. Since we don't need the host or network scans over there, we can also show whether they have the Tutela agent installed. Ideally, you have them installed so that you have better coverage. And last but not least is the roll call. The roll call is over here to see when an IP address was last scanned. So the last that's the kind of unique functionality of this tab. So you would like to see those assets that were scanned under 2 weeks ago. So my laptop and our server. Or you would like to see those that were scanned more than a month ago. We'll have all these here. So you're able to kind of figure out which assets are due for a scan. And that's basically each and every tab that we have available, and it gives you, as you can see, a super comprehensive and exhaustive view of everything that's running in your network, from operating systems down to individual development components.